Hi, my name is Zachary Bowen. I'm the owner and operator of Fine Finishes Custom Painting of Charlotte. We're on location here in Mint Hill, North Carolina. This is the Mint Hill Historical Village. It's owned by the McEwen family and run by the McEwen family, I do believe. Another well-known Charlotte name. Just wanted to talk a little bit about my business and how I started my business and the whole history of Fine Finishes and how we got to where we're at today. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a native of Charlotte. Been here most of my life, and I started painting when I was a teenager. A couple of family members had painting businesses and things. I had friends that I'd even worked for. So also have somewhat of a musical career before I started my painting business, but we'll talk about that in another video. That's how we got here today. So I basically started Fine Finishes because of many reasons. The people that I worked for and the competition that was around back in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s was not so great. There's always been a lot of competition here as far as in-home services, especially like painting and things like that. But so I found that I got tired of working for other people, to be honest with you, and I saw how poorly they ran their businesses. They didn't keep their word. They did not show up on time. They were horrible businessmen, and let's just say I knew what not to do when I got tired of being tired. So as I mentioned before, I started playing drums when I was about 12 years old. So I've been doing that most of my life, and even earned a decent living, a side hustle, if you call that, playing drums in different bands in the North Carolina area, all through the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So I decided once the music business started to really take a left turn, and really I knew I wasn't going to make a good living being a musician. I always knew that I could have my paint business to fall back on. So I got tired of being tired, and I started Fine Finishes Custom Painting in 2011, April of 2011, but I'd been painting professionally in 1999. So in essence, Fine Finishes has been in business as an LLC for 14 years, but we've been in business a lot longer than that. I've been in the business a lot longer than that. So with that being said, that's kind of how we got where we are today. Now, where we are is, again, like I said, this is the Mint Hill Historical Village, and we're going to go through and take a little tour here in a minute and show you each individual building. But wanted to give you a lowdown about the history of Fine Finishes and again, how I got here. And I'll kind of finish off with this. My inspiration to start this business was because of what I said earlier. The guys that I work for and the people around me, the competition, I knew I could start off right out of the gate and already be, putting a lot of other people to shame, and I was going to be way ahead of the game coming out of the gate. So I made that move, and I've kept a good work ethic throughout my life and everything that I do, but I quickly knew that this is a service-based business, and it's customer service, satisfaction-based as well. That's, if anything, that is it. And so you have to learn first off what the customer's needs are. You got to find out what their needs are, because each customer has different needs. And when you figure that out and you show that you care about their needs, that is, I think, 90% of being a good business owner. So I focus on that a lot. And then, of course, performance is everything. Everybody that paints on my teams and paints around me is vetted tremendously. If you're not just as good or better than I am at what I promote and what we're doing, you usually don't make it more than a day or two on the crew. So I'd say maybe 3 or 4 guys out of 10 that try to come on to our crews, they make it, and the other 5 or 6 don't make it most of the time. So there's a little bit of a vetting process, but so, the business is based upon satisfaction, customer satisfaction, and performance. And we very adamant about our 5-star performance and what we have. We have a lot of 5-star ratings, and I got to say, they're all 5 stars, and that's hard to say. I don't know many people that have those, but so I don't want to toot the horn too much about that. But it's not hard when you approach everything as if it was your own. So all of our guys, we even have it. It's on our T-shirts that we have. We paint your home or treat your home as if it were our own. So that's kind of one of our mottos. Another motto that I like to remind people of is skilled labor is is not cheap, and cheap labor is not skilled. So that's another thing that you know, you think hiring a good painter is expensive. Try hiring a bad one, and then tell me how you feel about that. But so that's a lot of what we're doing. But so anyway, that's how we're running Fine Finishes, and that's my inspiration behind creating this business. And we're doing real good, and it's only going to get better from here. You know, so God bless everyone. Give us a call. Hopefully talk to you soon. You can find us anywhere online. But yeah, thanks.